Yo, what's happening? Welcome to the Amaury Love Podcast, episode 2. Even though it's gonna show 3 for y'all, but it's technically episode 2. The Worker. And oh man, I'm actually really excited for like this episode because even just thinking about the different things that I could talk about in this podcast that will be worth talking about, right? Because yeah, this is something new, and I'm trying to that I've never done before, and I also don't just want to do kind of like what everyone's doing. I feel like if I'm gonna do something that people are doing, I gotta kind of do it my way. But I also don't want to just do no goofy shit either, just so people can see me, right? Start talking about people and how they're personal. I don't do none of that. So at least these first 11 episodes, 12 episodes will be dedicated to each song on the tape for WVR, Worker versus Rapper. But and I'll be able to kind of give y'all insight on my life and who I am and what I've experienced and so on and so forth. Hold on a second, let me make sure all this right, cause I'll be looking at the playback and I'm like, dang, why that bit be glitching? So I don't know how clean it looked. Even the when I was playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I don't know if y'all watching hearing this on the audio, if on the YouTube, I be running random games sometimes, and I was whooping their ass online, but I'm looking at the playback, I'm like, damn, this shit kind of glitching. It didn't look like that when I was streaming. So these are things I got to figure out, or just do it directly from the PlayStation. But that's neither here nor there. But alright, so today's episode is The Worker, right? And I've been working since my first legit job was probably like 15, 16 years old. I remember I was like in 10th grade, which was at Aunt Anne's at Southridge Mall. It used to be called Cutleridge Mall, now it's Southland Mall. In down south. I was there for like a week. I done burned pretzels. I couldn't do, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember my mama cause she knew how bad I wanted like fucking Jordans and trying to get fresh, cause I got all these little crushes in school and they ain't gonna look at me if I don't look good. And my mom she just saw someone hiring and she plugged me in, but I was working there for like a week and I was bad at the job. And so funny. But it was dope because it was in the mall. So like for the first, as a teenager, at least I don't know what it is for someone that's like the youth right now. I don't know how the experience of even being at the mall feels like, right? Because even now here, and just for context real quick, y'all, I have not gotten sleep for like the past couple of days. Even today, I gotta do something after this, and I gotta work in the morning too, bruh. I got a verse I gotta do. I ain't know how I'm gonna squeeze the time in. So if there's a freestyle coming, okay? It'll probably be tomorrow because low key Sundays are absol days. But I got other stuff working, and even like just trying to get this post production of the tape. Like I'm like, damn, it's May 17th right around the corner. I gotta make sure everything's done, and so it's exciting time. But anyways, so if you know what I'm saying, if I'm a little it's because I'm tired, bruh. For real. And I've been looking at the playback too, and I'll be like, damn, bruh, I see myself. I'll start telling the story and go somewhere else like I just did right now. And I'm listening to myself like, finish the story, bro. What the fuck going? What happened? So I just want to say all this to say that I'm gonna do my best to get better at this. Cause it's like I'm enjoying this fun and I kind of get to, talk. Anyways. So I was working in the mall, right? And back then that was dope as fuck because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give me a little money. They just opened the Finish Line at the mall, and they got there was a PacSun in Southland Mall back in the day, and it was right next to a Hot Topic. They had some shit in Southland Mall back in the day, low key. Because once we I remember once I started working and then like the homies started getting jobs and stuff like that. Like we spending our checks at PacSun. We getting the PacSun jeans, right? probably get a shirt at Hot Topic, like some cool Dragon Ball Z anime, some Mario shit or whatever. And then we was trying to figure out where to get the exclusive shoes from, because that was in a whole nother universe, like the sneaker life. I remember at one point in time, my life was sneakers, basketball, and getting fresh. Like, that's all I gave a fuck about. Like, oh shit, this is about to drop. How we gonna get this? We gonna stand in line at 3 a.m. All right, you think it'll be worth it? Because we ain't got no ticket. Man, all that, man. That shit used to be fun. But anyways, right? So I worked at Aunt Anne's for like a week. And I remember my brother Carl, he was like, bruh, I just started working at Winn-Dixie. This shit is fire, bro. I don't even know if he was talking like this. I don't know if he was saying fire, but it's like, bro, this shit lit, whatever. But anyways, he was working at Winn-Dixie, and where he was working at, it was close by the house, because we was living in South Point Apartments at the time, which I'm blessed, because like me and all my like close homies, we lived in the same apartment complex for years. So anyways, Carl started working at Winn-Dixie, and then he plugged me in, right? Winn-Dixie was so dope because it was in this strip where it was right next to the West Flea Market, which is no longer there, which is fucking crazy. Because that shit used to be lit back in the day. I'm getting to that in a little later. There was a store called Sneaker Town, right next to it. That's where all the dope sneakers was at. They would always have sales for like fit, because back in the day, $30 for a fitted is kind of crazy. Even though now fitteds are like $50, which I'm like, what the fuck, $50? This is crazy. But back in the day, it was like around $30, right? But Sneaker Town will have all the new heat, and then when you know what I'm saying, because some things get out of style, so they'll have like this big ass box full of $15 fitteds, and you might fuck around and find a jewel in that bitch. Like, that's how I found my first Lakers fitted was in that bitch. And I was like, what? And I'm biased because the Lakers was my favorite team and shit like that. So I was like, what? I got a Lakers fitted for $15? It's crazy. Anyways, that's neither here nor there, right? So Sneaker Town is in that strip, and there's like a Pizza Hut, a Best Buy was there too. The same Best Buy where me and the homies stole fucking PS2 games, and then the boys doubled back the next day and got caught and got fucking banned from Best Buy, which is a whole nother. See, those stories I can't wait to have like my friends on here so they can talk about it, because I think that would be worth the conversation, because there's my point of view, but the homies have a whole different, you know what I'm saying, perspective, and it's hilarious, low key. But yeah, so all of this is in at Winn-Dixie, right? So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? That's fire. Like, anyways, I quit Aunt Anne's. I go do the fucking interview at Winn-Dixie. And it's funny too, because I'm thinking about it now. Like, as a kid, I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I did orientation, and then I ain't called my manager or nothing. I just went back home. Or like the next day where I'm supposed to show up to work, I went home, turned on the Xbox 360. Jose, where you at? I'm like, nobody called me. What? I was supposed to come back. My bad. Anyways, but working at Winn-Dixie was so fucking dope, bruh. It was so dope, bruh. Like, that whole, like, I worked at Winn-Dixie I was in 10th grade when I started working at like the end of 10th grade, I started working at Winn-Dixie, and I worked at Winn-Dixie 11th to 12th grade, and a little bit after high school. Like, when I started college, I ended up getting fired from Winn-Dixie, and then I was on unemployment for like 6 months before I ended up fucking working at Alorica, which I'll get to that timeline in a second, right? But my late teens was all like, I was constantly there, right? And it's funny too, because even like money back then, I didn't realize, because if I knew what I knew now back then, I would have been saving my money, bro, because I was blowing it. Like, every time I got some money, I blew it, because I just all these things that I wanted. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, especially being a young man, and like, damn, I'm trying to there's girls that I like, and fucking, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to look good, and all that. So every time I got a chance, what, I'm finna look fresh? What you mean, bro? Like, I seen what Jewels and them was wearing this. What? It's funny too, I got to experience, like, again, I like with different age groups. I also would love to like hear how, like, imagine kids that are in middle school, high school now, how Young Boy is to them, right? Because I that's how Wayne was to us, I would assume, because just from looking at it, I don't even want to make it a comparison thing, anything like that. But I remember when Wayne was the shit. Like, I mean, Wayne is the shit, but I'm saying, like, to the point where we all like we MySpace came out when we was probably like in ninth grade, like early high school, whatever. And I remember like over your profile picture, it wouldn't be your name. It could be like a random quote or whatever you want to write. So a lot of people's like whatever they had above their name was like Lil Wayne quotes from like no from the Drought 3 and shit like that. Cause I was in high school when the Drought 3 dropped, which is crazy. But anyways, I don't know how I got over here, but continue on. So I was in 10th grade, so I was probably like 15, 16 years old working at Winn-Dixie. I think I was 16. And it was so fire, right? Cause like even the environment. So everyone that would go to the flea market, they'll end up coming into Winn-Dixie, right? So like that was my chance to see like girls I see in high school or homies or whatever, like outside of school for the most part. Cause even think about it now, like at the apartment complex that we lived at South Point Apartments, we had everything there. So we didn't like none of us had a cars at the time or nothing like that. I didn't get a car until like the end of like 12th grade. So because we wasn't really whipping, everything was in South Point. So by the time we get home and go to school, we outside. You know what I'm saying? Like we're the shit. Like when we was like mid-teenage, there's like a park in the middle of the fucking apartment complex. I know I'm diverting, but just I'll double back. Just give me a sec. You know what I'm saying? So in our apartment complex, the way that it was set up, it was like all the buildings. It was like a fucking rectangle of buildings, right? But in the middle of the apartment complex, it was straight grass, like a big ass field, and directly in the middle of that shit was like a small like playground or whatever. So that's where all of us used to meet and chill at the playground. We was teenagers fucking playing freeze tag and then manhunt and shit like that. And then people will come to like visit the apartment complex, and now we having football games every other like summers was straight playing football and shit. Because we didn't have we had a basketball court, but when I remember when I first moved there, the basketball court, the hoops were up, but they had no rims, so it was just the backboard, and that was it. So we was playing football heavy back then, and then when the apartment complex built the fucking rims, man, basketball was every day. So we'd come home from school, you know what I'm saying? We probably come home, play a little game for a video game for a bit, or at least from my perspective. I'll come home, play the game, because I'm a little bit older than the homies. So when I got into high school, they were still in middle school, stuff like that. So they get home later. So I get to the crib, like me and Carl get to the crib first. We probably playing the game, whatever. And then as soon as we hear the knock on the window, that was text message back in the day. I mean, we had cell phones, but they were like Nokias and shit. That was like right before the Sidekick. We had like Nokias and whatever. So we can call or whatever, but we had minutes and shit back then. Ain't no one trying to waste the minutes. We after 9 o'clock or after 7 o'clock when it's unlimited, yeah, whoever you want to call, you gonna run up that shit just so you use the phone. But you wasn't using that motherfucker throughout the day. You ain't wasting that shit. But yeah, so knock on the window, you know what I'm saying? All right, now we outside and playing ball or whatever the case may be. So I'm saying that to say to give context that like we was always in the apartment complex just having fun and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So being at Winn-Dixie, I get to see people that I don't normally necessarily get to see, like just being outside at at home. And it was so dope. I know that shit molded the fuck out of me too, cause like I just remember it was so cool, bro. Like even I got to like bear witness to like even in the mixtape era, right? Like the moment you would walk into the flea market, I forgot the brother's name, bro, but he had dreads and it was like this middle like glass what's it called when you got like a little thing, whatever, it had like a glass display, and it just had a bunch of mixtapes on there. That's why I bought the Drought 3. And I was riding in that bitch on my 95 Avenger. Like the like the barbers and like you had all like the New York barbers in the back of the West Perron flea market, and then they had every time I ate in a flea market, oh my god, I forgot the name. It was like this it was like an Asian restaurant, but they had this honey wing combo. That's what everyone used to get. That's what it was known for. Oh man, I miss that lady, cause I remember like, cause I used to see her every day. Cause in my lunch break, I'm like, what? My lunch break? I'm finna go to the flea market. I'm gonna see what's going on over there. I'm trying to look at shoes I want and shit like that. Which is funny, cause I'll get into the store in a little bit, but I remember one time I bought some shoes from the flea market, and there was some some fake Jordan 4s. There was like white and like the part in the Jordan, like let's say the cements, right? The part in the cements where it's gray by the shoelaces. That shit was like lime green, and then the part where it's supposed to be red on the cements was like yellow. So it looked like some like Jamaican white colorway 4s. And I thought I just thought it looked hard as fuck, but them bitches was fake in the motherfucker. And I went to class, and the homie like, man, where you get them Jordans from? He knew what he was doing too. I said, nah, I got them at Dolphin Mall, which was like new at the time. He's like, nah, I don't know, bro. I never seen them colorways before. And I was lying, fuck that. Like, nah, man, I got it at Dolphin. Damn well I got it at the flea market for $50. But so at working at Winn-Dixie, I was constantly around the flea market, around the sneaker stores. So I'm always, window shopping like a motherfucker and seeing like, oh, I can't wait to get this, I can't wait to get that. And it's funny how the universe works, because I remember there was someone that used to work at Sneaker Town, that he was like one of the employees and stuff like that. And he was always cool as fuck. And then eventually, like later on down the line, and I don't know if the store's still there or not. I don't remember the store's name, so forgive me. But he ended up opening his own store in Southland Mall. And I didn't know he was homies with my cousin. So my cousin threw like some event at this warehouse thing that he had, and they was like promoting their brand or whatever. So when he pulled up, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, bro, I remember you from the flea market. He's like, yeah, like. So it's crazy, like, the circle of life, which with what I experienced yesterday, I can't wait to talk about that on the pod, but that's for another time, because yesterday was a crazy day, I'll tell you that. Very emotional. But yeah, so at working at Winn-Dixie was so fire. And even like the people that I wish that would be actually cool ass little thing to write down, like a little script with like, just the different people. Cause like Carl was working there first, then, then I got hired, right? And then I remember there was these two twins that used to work there that was cool as fuck. And then oh my God, what's this Mexican lady name, bruh? She was so fire. Supervisor was so dope. Like she always had our back. And back in the day, like you had like different positions and stuff like that. So you could either work the counter, and you could be at the register, or you had, and self-checkout was new at the time. And you wanted to be at self-checkout, because if you work in self-checkout that day, all you got to do is stand there and make sure nobody's stealing. You know what I'm saying? Or nobody look like they stealing. You know what I mean? Because you can't, like, fuck. And, and that gives me the chance to, like, talk to people when they walk by and shit like that, versus actually being stuck scanning groceries, which I don't even know how I did that shit, bro. There's different, which I'm going to talk about it, right? Because, again, working, like my work experience is very interesting, because I've had different jobs, bruh, and there's certain things I would not do again, like call center. You got me fucked up. I don't want to sell nothing. I have like 5, 6, 7 years, maybe, I don't know, of just like sales, and I hate it. Hate the way that you sell, the way that you lie, the way that you manipulate. Like, hold on. Yo, I'm on the pod right now, man. Look at Dr. Nick. I am Dr. Nick. I'm going to check everyone's lungs in there. What y'all boys on?
Yo, I'm about to take a shower, and I gotta research some shit for the VA. So I gotta submit that shit tomorrow.
Yeah?
Well, tonight, yeah. How as fuck.
Grown men, bruh. This is adulting. The motherfucker. Them the Ray-Bans, Nick?
Yeah.
That boy look like Jamaican Clark Kent.
They need him some, dog.
You say what?
You need yourself some, dog. My shit right here charging, dog.
I know I want to get them, bro, but I don't. I gotta wait, man. I ain't rich like y'all yet.
Rich.
Damn, that boy got waves. Okay.
Why you start me out, man? You good? Yeah, man. I'm just in that bitch trying to do my little shit, bro.
Yeah,
Your boy I'm about to bring it to the 100s, dog. 190s. By next week, I'll be the 190, dog. I mean, I technically should have been there, but I've been lifting weights and shit for the past 2 months, so.
Sheesh. How you see the transformation? Like within the 2 months, do you feel like it's extreme or is it? Like,
Nah, it's a big difference. But I did a lot of weights in 2 months, like, and like, dude, the machine, bro. I like damn near like went up like 70 pounds of shit. Dips went up like I feel like your arms. I think your legs you go up a lot faster than your arms.
yeah.
And I can wrong because your legs is such a big body, big like mass of muscle. Your quads and shit, like your arms. Yeah, your triceps is 3 muscles, but still,
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, in my opinion, that's my thing. But
No,
yeah,
I
I've been
feel
working
you.
on everything. Look at the lights, dog. Look at that man looking at night, dog.
Bruh, I'm tell you how we go adults now, bro. Motherfuckers is like, man, look at this lawn, cuz. Like, that shit looks nice, though. I ain't even gonna lie. And my dog got the garden right there.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Mowing that fucking lawn today, going up that goddamn
crazy,
incline
bro.
is ridiculous, bro.
I ain't gonna lie with you. The shit I have, I was using. I told myself I was not gonna use it because I was using it as a workout. Hell no, nigga. I was using it. Nigga, I was pressing the gas on that lawnmower the whole time, nigga.
See, I wish I had. Now I got the 1980s lawnmower. You gotta that shit. It move forward or back based on your arms. But I ain't gonna lie. Working out low key, I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, low key, I'm grateful. Like these past 2 months, I've been consistent working out because I've developed the strength to be able to do this shit where it's not feeling like it's draining me.
That shit didn't work out too, cause nigga, look, I went to the grocery store, ran around with the kids. Me and Arissa's not in school no more.
Yeah.
Some shit happened, but she good. But it's pretty much, I do an hour walk with the kids. So dog, I already every day I get so much steps in automatically. I look at my phone and this is not even me. Sometimes it's like 10,000, and that's a lot for me because I go to the gym.
Yeah.
So that's 10,000 on top of me doing 500 weighted walks in the sauna, doing 2,000 steps on the stairs. It's a lot. So shit a lot, bro.
This balance shit is crazy.
Yeah. Bro, time just flies, bro. Time just
bro,
flies.
I feel this way right now. Look, low key, I gotta literally after I finish this pod, I gotta go meet up with my little cousin because she's like, oh, can you please come? Woo. And I now I'm feeling guilty, alright, because I know based on circumstances and all that. But it's bro, I got so much shit to do. I was supposed to do a freestyle today, and I couldn't even squeeze in the time. By the time I finished mowing the lawn and busting whatever miss I have to bust, I came to the crib. I'm like, bro, I gotta get this. Now I got one thing I don't want to compromise in the podcast. I already gave myself that commitment. But yeah, bro, shit was crazy. Man,
that shit be, bro.
I'm gonna get. I need to get that. What's that lawnmower that you sit down in that bitch and drive that mother? I don't know if that should drive.
Yeah, you can get that one too. I got a little blue light. It's coming on. That should be 4 bands, bro. 3-4 bands.
What?
The one you stand on is 2 bands. The one you sit on, them shit 3-4 bands.
One you stand. This is a lawnmower you stand on.
Yeah, they got one you stand on and they got one you sit on. You just stand on it like it's a scooter and that bitch automatically drives.
You that bitch like the Green Goblin eat up grass. The fuck? Nah, bro.
Bro, you talking about green onions, dog? Them shit was I got them from the grocery store. I chopped the bottoms off and I just put them in the pot.
Bro, I can't believe motherfuckers really growing plants. It's crazy. I seen what my uncles planting outside, or different plants and stuff we got. I ain't realize we had a coconut tree back there, and there's a bunch of coconuts on the floor. But they
Carry that bit over for breakfast, boy.
Nah, but you know how the skin of it turns gray, it's soup. I don't even know. It looked like it over
You talking about the outside turns to dry husk?
Yeah, but I heard the water in it. But it's
Yeah, so I don't know if you ever see the small little coconuts in cartoons or the brown ones.
Yeah.
And they use in the Caribbean a lot. That's what that is. I mean, so they just peel off the husk. We call it husk. I don't even know the proper name of it. And you could just
yeah, because kind of the it's I couldn't open it with the machete. Maybe because it was dull, whatever. I don't know. I was trying to hit that bitch open. I'm like, yeah, it's just crazy. It's strong as fuck.
Because I don't know. We think some of the same thing. When it dry, the outside kind of dry.
Yeah, because I
you go pull it over. I don't know. I never did it, but I seen niggas pull it open with their hand before. But
You must got
Or
shoulder
like,
muscles in the motherfucker, boy, because that shit
or
was
they
strong
probably
as fuck.
hit. They probably hit it and then they pull it. I don't know, nigga.
Nah, bro.
I don't know.
Nah, that shit.
I got 3 tomatoes on my plant, bro. 3 baby tomatoes. They green.
Wait, how long it take to grow the whole tomato?
I bought them like small because I bought them. I couldn't. My germination was kind of too late when I got to it. You should be wanting to germinate everything. Like a lot of things when you in January
Yeah.
that I wanted. So I had to get it from seed. So after you get it from seed, it's about like after you get it from a plant. It depends how far you get it in a plant, but it depends which tomato, nigga. You know, variants of tomato. I'm learning every day. There's an orange tomato.
It's a variance, bro. Like the goddamn.
Bro, it's like 20 strands of tomatoes out there, bro. I did not know this shit. Beefsteak tomato. I'm like, what the fuck,
Bruh.
Like, just the whole world out there, bro. Trust me, bro. Just more than tomato, but.
Nah, see, I would love to get the plant. I was even thinking about it too, because I'm like, damn, there's this space out there to
My
plant some stuff.
hydrangeas thing, the flowers I had to pull them off, fool. I had to cut them off because it been kind of cold, like 40 degrees the last 2 days, and I bought it, and then it went through the transplant shop, and then it ain't been no sun. It had been raining and cold, and that shit died. I'm like, wow. But I'm gonna keep it for next year, probably. I could still get flowers out of it, but.
Wait, so so in Charlotte, the weather, is it mostly sunny? How is it throughout? Because I know even weather been wild.
Bipolar fault right now. Like right now it's chilly. Like I should have a jacket on right now. Like I ain't gonna hold you. It's probably like low 50, like probably it feels like 48 probably right now. I'm like, what the fuck? But after this week, it should be warm back up. Like the day we finally got sun, so like weather's been. I don't know. I know it's raining a lot of shit. But tell me how. Or one in the oven, like we don't use the stove, like we use air fryer. So there's like a whole bunch of garlic in there, and that shit had roots in that bitch, bro. And I just planted that shit, bro. It's some garlic I forgot about like a while ago.
That you just left in the fucking.
Yeah, in a pan, and that bitch just grew.
Yeah. Hey, hold on, my grandpa calling me real quick. Hold on 1 second, all right? Hold on. Hello?
Buenas noches.
What's up, grandpa? Hey,
Dios te bendiga. Mira, ¿tú te pudiste comunicar con Heidi?
Yeah, I spoke to Titi. She texted. We've been texting. She's been sending me photos and stuff.
Ellos llegaron allá, ya.
Yeah. ¿Tú no hablaste con ella? You didn't speak to her?
No, yo la llamo y no me contesta y no sé qué. Dice el teléfono está ocupado o algo así.
Maybe, I don't know. No sé. But I know ella está bien.
¿Está bien?
Sí, ella está bien. Llegaron y eso.
Llegaron allá.
Yeah, sí.
Mira, si acaso te puedes comunicar con ella, dile que me llame.
Okay. Yo lo digo.
Está bien.
I'm gonna text her right now. Don't worry, I'm gonna cuss her out for you, okay?
¿Tú vas a trabajar mañana?
Sí, yo trabajo mañana.
Está bien. Si acaso te puedes comunicar, dile que me llame.
Alright.
Ok, buenas noches.
Buenas noches,
que
grandpa.
Dios te bendiga.
Alright, you too. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. Crazy.
Hello. My bad, y'all boys.
Bro, I got hit in the eye today with a rock, bro. I can hit that shit. Bop, bro.
Fuck is you talking about?
Bro, I got hit in the eye today with a rock, bro. Like, it hit the I got hit though. And it's crazy because I was thinking to wear my Ray-Bans when I was mowing it, and I was like, no, I'm gonna charge up, bro. But yeah, bro, I closed my eye, that shit hit me. But I was out there like this. I was like,
man, grown men life, bro, is ridiculous, bro. I fell today blowing the shoes I had didn't have the grip to support the incline, and I slipped a little bit. I'm like, oh no, bro, I gotta be careful, bro. I don't want to die in the goddamn lawn.
That shit look crazy, and I know what you're talking about, because I have to walk on like a little hill the whole way back, kind of like you get a little ways back there. So like one time, bro, I did it, and like my shoes was halfway. Like I know what you're talking about, because the New Balance has like extra like ankle support. My Nike shoes doesn't have that, bro. So I wore my Nike shoes and didn't move on. Nigga, what? I was like, nigga, ankles is
this shit like Death Stranding. If you don't got the right shoes in the incline, you should gonna be slipping if you're not in the right angle. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Shit's crazy, bro.
Arista came out here with her little basket. We picked some herbs. That Erica, you want to go to the store? I was like, wait, we could just pick some herbs. Like, we could just pick and use what we got in the garden. And then we found some other shit in the fridge.
That's what we doing. My dog grocery shopping in his front yard. All right, let's go get some baskets. Let's pick some stuff out in the front.
He threw basket, and we just went up here and we just picked them shits and that was it, bro.
Bruh.
Tired.
And so look, so check me out, right? Real quick, cause I told you on the pod right now, real quick, and so I want to ask y'all a question. I mean, cause I was talking about working, right? And when I was working at Winn-Dixie and the little plaza and shit by the West Peron Flea Market, but I didn't want to tell the story without y'all about Best Buy.
What you talking about when them niggas got banned from Best Buy?
yeah.
I wasn't there. That was
It was Jonathan.
That was Jonathan and
Cameron.
That was one day. I'm coming. I'll tell y'all something about that. That was that was them two boys. I was absent. That one day I was absent from the heist.
From the heist is crazy. Hey, nah.
Cam was talking about that shit the other day.
For real?
I was like, nigga, they had y'all pictures up in Best Buy, nigga.
Bruh.
They had the Trinidad logo next to Jonathan.
Hell nah. Thank God that wasn't 2026, bruh. Ice would have pulled up at Best Buy, all type of crazy shit. Oh my God.
Them niggas was 9 years old though, bro.
Yeah, I know. That shit was so crazy. Nah, but the
we got like everybody had Metal Gear Solid 3 for no
niggas ain't even.
Bro. Kitchen counter drawer. You know how like every kitchen had a utility drawer? That shit in there.
Had like
I ain't
6.
gonna lie. I wonder if that was like it's a thing, bro, from our generation. I got a utility drawer right now in my kitchen, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that's a thing, bro.
Just having shit.
Yeah.
Nick, you got a utility drawer?
Nick mom had one. Nick gotta have.
I got bills in my shit.
I swear that's our generation, bro. That gotta be a thing for my generation, bro. I don't think niggas.
Yeah. It'd be like how it look like in today's age is like you got USB charger in that bitch, goddamn screwdriver, a bunch of other random assortment of stuff.
Forks and spoons from Panda Express, soy sauce.
Yeah. I remember my ex used to ride around in her glove compartment was like a little case, and it was just full of plastic spoons collected over a long period of time.
Let me go get these kids with it all. They up there fighting and shit. I gotta figure this shit out. I'm
yeah.
tired. I'm probably gonna be up mad early though. I might hit it. I don't know, bro. I haven't had a rest day for real. Even though I don't go to the gym, I don't have a rest day, bro.
Shit, tell me about
in
it.
the morning, man. I gotta see my probation officer. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, what happened right there?
Goddamn.
Life,
bruh. Now I appreciate y'all boys tapping in, bruh. Low key, I'm super grateful.
I got 3 months left on probation.
Nigga, what the? All right, bruh. That shit gonna fly by, bruh. What's up, mama?
Say good night. Don't ask her what she got this on for. That was like one day was the one, bro. What she got on? Did you give him some? Why did you?
Yo, they so big, bro.
I can't my face.
That nigga love him some water.
Yeah, do y'all hair and I ain't doing your mama do y'all hair. I'm not doing that.
Oh man. Nah, man, y'all boys take it easy, man. I'll let y'all. Peace. Oh, that's what's up. All right, so that was I got y'all got a peek into my real life. Y'all seen me goddamn speaking to the homies and whatever. So that was kind of cool. And my grandpa called. Hold on, let me I'm being petty right now. I'm gonna text my auntie like, "Hey, grandpa talking about you ain't holler at him, bro. What's going on?" Grandpa. You know, it's so funny. Real quick, right? I'm sorry, that was for that little pause. Cause I definitely wanted the homies to tap in, but they busy as fuck. I can see, so I'm grateful I got to have a conversation with them over the pod and like share a little story. So hopefully, like when I actually have an episode where they like all featured and stuff like that, it'll be dope to like we have like real discussions. So that's kind of like a preview, right? But I'm being petty real quick because I think my mom probably listens to the podcast too. So I put my mama and my auntie in a group text on Instagram. And the whole time my aunt didn't know that there was a group text because like she told me, she's like, I don't go on Instagram. She's like, when she go on Instagram, she's only on like the highlight page, and whatever she sees, she just send it, but she never opens her messages or nothing like that. And I'm like, you been in a group text with me and my mom for about a month and a half, and my mama replying to that bitch, you don't say nothing. And she looked, and oh my god, it was so funny. My bad, it's neither here nor there. I just wanted to share like a piece of my real life and whatever. But yeah, bruh. So like I said, like even the story the homies just told about like Best Buy and shit like that, bruh. That time frame and that era was so dope. Even like what we was listening to back then, it was like the transitional period because like let me see, if I was 15, 16, it's like 05, 06 or 04, 05 because I'm 15. It could be in 15 it was 2004 and 5 for me. Like I was born in May 17th of 1990, so it was 2004 when I turned or wait, am I tripping? Anyways, that don't matter, right? So the music that was out, right? You got like T.I. was out at that time, you feel me? Like Jeezy was out, goddamn, obviously Wayne was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent was, oh my god, going crazy. 50 Cent was super big, bro. And you still had like people like M was still super big. And like that was like the whole like 106 in Park era. Like I remember going home and watching 106 in Park, or like then switching over to VH1 and got like Lifetimes of the Rich and Famous and people showing out or MTV Cribs and shit like that, and like all this type of, you know what I'm saying, era. So like even the way we was dressing, like so like I started getting clothes. I mean, I started buying clothes when I was working, but I wasn't thinking about like getting fresh or nothing until like middle school. And I remember I went to Richmond Heights Middle School. There was a Dominican girl. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't, you know what I mean, just to, you know, be respectful. Not where I just want to be like I don't want to say anything to, or you know, because I don't know how people feel, so I wouldn't want to, you know, unless I know some of me super close and I can just say whatever, but you get what I mean. Anyways, it was the Dominican girl I had a big ass fucking crush on, right? And her best friend, which is funny because her best friend, like in retrospect, her best friend, she was Dominican too, but her demeanor, she kind of acted like Cardi B, and I don't like, and I know y'all know what I mean by that, right? She wasn't, like, granted this is like 2004, 2003, whatever. But her demeanor, like that was the type of character. She was so fucking wild and funny and stuff. But I remember she's like, "Oh, I know you like her." She's like, "Why don't you get fresh? Why don't you be wearing like we was wearing like?" And that's when this is middle school, so we was wearing like Sean John, Fubu, goddamn, Rockaware, what else was out at the time? I remember like specifically. I'm gonna get to that in a second, right? So she's telling me this stuff, and I'm like, "What? These clothes? My mama not gonna buy none of this. I don't got a job. Like, that's out the question. My mama barely want to buy me this Metal Gear game. I've been begging her for 2 months. Damn sure ain't finna buy no goddamn $80 jeans." So coincidentally, not around the same time, but I know it was a little bit after, right? It was around Christmas time, and then my mom came to the house and she had like these 3 big ass black trash bags full of stuff. She's like, "Oh, this is from your cousins." And I'm like, "What?" Let me go. And I go into the yo, what's happening, killer? What's going on?
Hey, you on your shit?
I'm on my shit, man. Damn, I miss you, bro. It's crazy because we didn't really chop it up for real, bro. In a minute. How you living, Slime? My bad, not slime. I'm not gang fit. I just, this came out of the slang, sir. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta say one thing before I tap out, bro.
What happened?
You ready?
Bruh.
It's a special way I fold my flag.
And now bust your ass is about that cash. Give me on Dickie, I don't need an outfit. Just a 3 or 5 fitted just to match my kicks. Oh, lie. Ah.
You good though?
Nah, yeah, for the most part, bro. Shit been, nigga, this last couple of days been crazy. You had a job?
Hell yeah.
Your shirt, your jacket say OPP?
And do not play.
Do not play. Damn, bro. Yeah, how you living, bro? Bro? Cause you low key been, traveling the 7 seas, been on boats, waving at white people. Like, what's going on? How's life, bro?
Great, bro. I can't complain, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, bro.
I'm trying to be like you.
Shit, you don't want to be like me, bud. You gotta argue with a motherfucker in Spanish. You ain't even know how to speak Spanish. Well, I be bad. Bro, I snapped on someone that, not snapped, like someone from corporate came to the job and was playing with some people, and I had to kind of, I low-key check, bro. And it's funny because it wasn't my intention, right? But, so, all right, damn, I want to talk about this, but whatever.
Nah, you good.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt
Nah, shit, fuck that. I think this is actually dope.
What's up to the pod? What's up, pod?
Man, nah, I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you tapping in for real. But,
you can holler at me later about it.
Yeah.
You wanna put it on.
Yeah, but it was something where it was like I seen, like, you know, when people are in a position of power and they kind of use that as a way to, cause no one speaks Spanish and stuff like that, so bro kind of try to, because the dude couldn't articulate himself well, he kind of like kind of belittled him in front of everybody. So then I'm looking at like, all right, I'm gonna ask the same question he did, but I know how to talk, and you're not gonna. Anyways, my bad. Cause I guess I really want to talk about it. That's why I should sleeping out. But yeah, bro. But nah, thank you, bro. I appreciate you tapping into the pod, bro. My motherfucking dog.
If you stream up next Sunday, I'm gonna be coming back from Atlanta. I'm gonna go see my mom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for real?
For Mother's Day, so I'll probably pop back in real quick too.
Ah, for sure. Shit, you want to be on the you want your face on the stream or not? Cause like I said, no. My dog said he incognito.
I don't know nobody, bro.
I don't know nobody. That's a hook up for us.
I don't want nobody to know me.
Bro, that's an intro, bro. I don't know nobody, and I don't know what nobody.
I don't know nobody.
Bro, I'm crying, bro.
Man, tap in with me later though, bro. Be safe, dog.
Nah, for sure. You too, Brody. Thank you, bro, for tapping in, bro. Love, bro. Oh man, bro. Oh, I'm super grateful, bro. That's what's up. They see the homies, man. These motherfuckers is funny as fuck. I'm low key. I'm like, bro. I wish y'all would just like make y'all YouTube channels and let's make our cinematic YouTube universe. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, and that's what I low key see that with like the hip hop podcast. I'm not talking about the ones that talk about bullshit and fucking promote whatever the narrative is for, cause controversy and people cheating and infidelity and goddamn beef and people dying is way more entertaining than people doing positive things and having constructive conversations or doing things in the community to build themselves up, or self-love and self-practice, meditation and fucking learning and building up. That's not the popular thing. So there are certain fucking channels that thrive in the ways of the Sith. So we over here with the Jet. Well, I'm more like a gray Jedi low key, because the Jedi low key, when you lean too much in one way, there's gonna be things that you don't, you gotta balance, man, because chaos, harmony and chaos coexist in the same space. It's just balance. But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, like, man, it's crazy, bro. Like, in that era, my bad, going back to what I was talking about before. So in the era that we lived in, what we was listening to, like even fashion wise, it affected how we was dressing back in the day. Cause in in Miami, right? We lived in Prime. Like, so we going to school. Like, getting fresh back then, low key. Like, at 15, 16 years old, it was a fresh pair of Dickie shorts. Some all white or all black Air Force Ones, right? With the Nike socks. You had to have, so if you had the white Air Force Ones, you had to have the white Nike socks with the black check. And if you had the black Air Force Ones, you had the black Nike socks with the white check, right? Whatever Dickie shorts, whatever color. And then, and a white tee or a black tee and fitted. And sometimes we'd wear the white tee, the black tee over the white tee. So you see the white collar under the black, like, the white collar under the black shirt or vice versa, right? And, or if you had the Dickie shorts, you might have the fucking shirt or whatever, the button up and stuff like that. And it's funny because, like, even like, I've been in the hip hop my whole life, and there's different things that I'm influenced by. Yes, I'm from Miami-Dade County. You get what I'm saying? We hold people like Trick Daddy, Luke, Iceberg, Rick Ross in this place of high self-esteem, fucking Flow Rider, Pitbull. We hold these people very high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go down the list. We talking about Ball Greasy. You talk about goddamn Grind Mode. We can talk about goddamn fucking Birdsong Piccolo. You get what I'm saying? Sticking about to cut up the dance floor. Sticking. Oh my God. Y'all lucky I ain't trying to make no goddamn Miami centric tech. Cause I think now I'm at the skill set where I could do it and like make it sound like that and really, and I could still be on some rap shit. Kind of like what Kendrick did with GNX. But Kendrick he's on some other tier. When your name is on the top 30 writers of America and shit, that shit different. You in the same space as Jay and Thug on it. Shout out to Thug. Thug on that bitch too. Shout out to him. That's fucking hard, low key. Even though, I might not agree with like fashion and, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's, people do what they do, and if they love it, they like it, I love it, whatever the case might be. But I think it's great that he also, you know what I'm saying, for his musicality, because, Thug is a great artist. Anyways, yeah, so that's how I was dressing. And then even like in that time, like G-Unit was a big thing. So I remember like having G-Unit, like I had G-Unit sneakers in 9th grade. I had the black, like it was black with a white bottom and like the three little colors. It was like, how that three, like, it's not stripes. I don't even know. It's like a little flag on the side of the goddamn shoe. And it was, it's like 3 straps. So it was like red, white, red, or whatever. So I had the black, red, and white G-Unit sneakers. Cause like, at South Ridge, our uniform colors was red, black, and white. So that's why I'm like, oh fuck that, I'm getting G-Units with this. And I had this big ass red platinum FUBU jacket. Like, it shit was 4X. I don't even know why I was wearing that. Shit was huge. That was like, this is like right before the Dipset era came in. Cause once the Dipset shit, I think it was like around our 11th and 12th grade. That's when motherfuckers started wearing skinny jeans and I remember at first, like me and the homies was like the first people wearing skinnies at South Ridge. And like the goons would clown us low key, like, with them tight ass pants. And we looking at it like, nah, this is kind of fly though, cause like we got like what made me, cause all right, well, I actually remember the first time I bought some skinny jeans. Fucking wild, right? Cause I was debating like, should I wasn't even my idea. You know what? I lied. My brother Carl, this man, we went to Southland Mall to get, cause I was getting a gift for like my first girlfriend. And I was like, oh, I'm finna get her these. I remember I bought her some like pink leather fucking Converse for like some Valentine's Day edition. I've treated women my whole life. I'm fucking hopeless romantic and a motherfucker. And we had walked in the PacSun, and Carl was like, man, fuck that, I'm finna get some skinny jeans or some shit or whatever. I'm like, what? You sure? So he go try them bitches on, and like when he popped out, he's like, bro, this shit's look clean with the sneakers, cause we was already working at Winn Dixie at the time, so we was getting money and buying, getting fly and shit like that. So, and I think the homie had on the black Air Force. There's some black Air Force Ones, and it wasn't even ours. I think these forces with my dog Chaz, because we used to be, you know what I'm saying, we sharing shoes and shit. Oh, you finna rock these? All right, let me hold these. I'm saying, like, cause shit, just to look like, oh yeah, we got all these outfits and stuff. So it was these black Air Force Ones. There was like not the Spurs. What's the Suns colors, right? There was the base of the shoe was black. It had a purple Nike check, and I think it had like the orange stitching. Them shits was clean. But how the skinnies look with the sneakers, it made it look so fucking hard. And by this time, this is when people are not wearing tall tees no more. They started like the shirts started getting smaller and smaller. Anyway, that's an interesting transition in like how fashion was, like, at least from my perspective, how I grew up. Because I think in ninth grade, I was still wearing jerseys and shit. Like yeah. So that was like what? Now 2004. Yeah, I remember because I had a Jordan jersey I used to wear all the fucking time. It was like my one like real good jersey, and then the other jerseys that I had, they were all bought from the flea market. These used Champion jerseys and shit, which is crazy because now them shits is probably hard as fuck and probably hella expensive, but they didn't look like the fly throwbacks that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like Fabulous and them was wearing back in the day. So it didn't like visually at the time, it didn't have that aesthetic. It kind of looked old. So, but I had a bunch of them shits. There's another flea market in down south. It's the what's the one in Naranja? Not Naranja. Is it Naranja? It's like the Mexican flea market that we had in like if you on US 1 and you driving down. Cause I'm trying to think. Is it in Naranja or is it Homestead? It's or in between. It's like this in between space, right? So every Saturday, there'll be a bunch of people out there like selling random toys, appliance, like, you know, just like what a flea market does, just all this type of stuff. But that was the place to go to find like authentic jersey, like, or to find jerseys, and you fuck around and find some shit on the low that's hella like, see, it's funny. I'm thinking about fashion. I used to be hella deep into like wanting to get fresh. Now, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna wear the same hat and a white shirt every day. But back then, I gave a fuck so bad. And so it's funny how now, like, I walk into TJ Maxx or Ross or something like that, and I see polo packs, t-shirts, like packs of polo t-shirts. I see goddamn like Ralph Lauren every fucking where. I see Ed Hardy. I see goddamn Echo. I see all these brands that when I was in middle school and high school, those brands were not nowhere in TJ Maxx or Ross. You could not buy that unless you was buying it at Foot Locker or one of these, or like there's or like Urban Outfitters, a goddamn there's a store. I think it's still at Southland Mall. It's like way in the back. I forgot the name, but it was like a urban wear type store. Like that's how, or the name was something along those lines. But that's when they had like the shirts with like, I don't know if y'all remember Lot 29, where it was like the goddamn like Bugs Bunny with like the basketball clothes. It was all themed, like they had jeans and everything. Like I remember seeing magazines with like Joel Santana wearing Lot 29. That's I was rocking that shit as well. That's when the like, transition phase of the big clothes to like, all right, now I can't afford Hanes t-shirts. I mean, I can't afford polo t-shirts, so I'm gonna buy a pack of Hanes t-shirts. It's $10 for 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with the Arizona or PacSun jeans and buy a belt from Hot Topic with the little fucking sharp shit on it, with the belt with the goddamn wallet chain and some fresh Dunks. Dunks was like Pokemon cards back in the day. I'm sorry, I know this is the title episode worker, but this we gonna attach the different eras, but this is insight to like the things that I wanted while I'm working at that time, and how it was from my POV, because I don't know, right? It's interesting because when I hear other people tell their stories or like how they grew up, it sounds not the same, but I see that, oh, we experienced similar things and y'all in like different cities and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see the connective tissue culturally and growing up in, you know, certain environments in, you know, the United States. So yeah, bruh. So working out with this, I was spending money on, like, at first, like, oh, we buy, like, I remember, and interesting enough, before, when my first check at Aunt Anne's was like $80, right? Because I remember I got that check and then I quit. And I'm like, all right, we working in with Dixie now. The first thing that I did was go to Southland Mall and I found a Kobe jersey. And I think that's around the time he switched to the 24. I'm not mistaken. It had to be, because my first check ever that I had my actual money, I bought some Kobe's that was on sale. It was like the Kobe 3s. I don't know. Them shits was big. I don't know. People like, them shits is not fresh. But I'm like, this is Kobe shoes. What the fuck is you talking about? And the Kobe jersey itself. I know it had to be on sale because I know my check was like $80. Maybe I had some little money. I don't know. But I remember those are the first two things that I bought with any fucking check that I earned entering the workforce or whatever. So, but yeah, bruh. So just being always around the flea market, see what was going on. you know, and having things to access, because you know, have my mom drive me out to go out my way or fucking walk, because you could walk there, but that should take a hot little minute. Like we used to walk. It's funny, as a collective, we used to walk. Like we wanted to do some shit. We're like, all right, let's go to the movies. And there was this movie theater. Like we lived, South Point Apartments is on 107th and Perrine, right? Like 107th and not 107th and Eureka, but it's like a little bit. I guess it's up, but I don't even know, like a little north. Like so, like Eureka Drive and 107th. Like there's like a big ass church, but a little further down is South Point Apartments, and then Captiva, whatever, so on and so forth. So on that same road, on Eureka, if way down up to the Eureka to the light up to US1, whatever little plaza was there used to be a movie theater there called Ghetto 8, which ended up closing, and then they ended up opening up a theater in Southland Mall. But we used to walk to that theater, bruh, and I remember that shit used to be packed. And it's like, you know, we kids, so like after a while we fucking, all right, we playing tag every day, or fucking manhunt, or playing basketball, and it's like, man, fuck it, let's go to the theater. Oh, it's gonna be girls there, people, you know what I'm saying? Let's go see what's up. Like I remember when going to the mall was a thing to like find girls and stuff like that. And like in our area, there was Southland Mall, right? Then you had Sunset Mall. Sunset Malls were all the fire gear, because South Miami, they was fly as fuck. And I think really like in South Miami, the reason there was always hella fresh is because Southland Mall was there. I mean, Sunset Mall was there. Sunset Mall had all, like, that's where like it was like the only is it Zoomies? Yeah, it was like the only Zoomies that was like relatively within the area was there. That's where Urban Outfitters was. That's where they had the big ass Nike store, which they ended up closing it and turned into some other shit. But it was a big ass 2-story Nike store there back in the day. And then that's where I think it was the first IMAX theater that was like relatively I don't know if it was the first IMAX theater in Miami, but I remember that at one point that was the only IMAX theater that was within a close range of where we stay at. That was there. So yeah, so that's where all like the fly fucking gear is. And then Dolphin was kind of hella out the reach. That shit used to be a mission. And then you had Dadeland. Dadeland Mall is like the bougie white people mall. That's where all the expensive shit is. That's where they have like the Saks Fifth and like, you know what I'm saying? You go there for one specific thing. The House of Hoops. Well, House of Hoops is pretty new, so that's probably always been there. But like that's more expensive stuff. So then it's funny because like I remember like it was a thing to like, oh man, I can't wait to buy these shoes, and saving up money and whatever, and actually finally getting them, and then going through like different phases of you know, like the eras of change or whatever. So my bad, I kind of sidetracked. So boom, so I was at Winn-Dixie till like 18 years old, like my beginning college years and stuff like that. I ended up getting fired for some bullshit or whatever the case may be, and then but I got lucky at the time because I ended up getting unemployment. And then I was getting unemployment, and this is me starting college, so I'm getting unemployment and I'm getting like my MDC refund at the same time, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm good, I got bread, and you know what I'm saying? What car was I driving at the time? No, I still have my 95. I don't know if I have I still have my 95 Avenger, but then something happened. Then I was carless, and then I ended up getting a Mitsubishi Galant. Whatever, my car, like, if we talking about cars, bro, I've had so many fucking cars. Like, when I hear people talk about Tupac and how he ran through cars, I hate that correlation, because I, like, one thing, my old boy, he always bring it up. Oh, you always got a new car. Maybe not now, but before, that shit used to get on my nerves, bro. Because it's like, it ain't my, a lot of times it was my fault. I ain't even gonna lie. But at the time, I didn't want to hear that. And then, even as an adult now, bro, it was so funny. I'll share this. I was talking to my ex, and she wanted me to do her a favor or some shit like that. And she was saying how like her like, she's like, yeah, my mom tripped out when you had the car. She's like, Jose, he don't know how to drive. Like, you see all the cars. He's like, you know what I'm saying? And granted, I know where that comes from, right? Like, yeah, it's true, but she's saying that to tell her, why are you doing that? Like, you know, to sway her from her whatever decision. You know, whatever. I could read through the lines of dialogue when people speak. But anyways, right? So I ran through cars and shit like that. So I hate when people like bring that shit up. But that's like a whole different whatever conversation. But anyway, so at this time I'm going to Miami-Dade. And this is kind of like also when I found out, or when I learned about, like, there's actually a hip hop community in Miami, right? Because from my perception, like in South Ridge, there's people that rapped in the back, and I think I shared this last time. There's people that rapped like during lunchtime. People rapped in the back, right? So we was, well, I don't say we because I don't want to act like I was sitting there rapping and shit. I wish there was some old video of like how Kendrick got a freestyle video where he's rapping in front of it. I wish there was a moment I had like that, but I don't, because I was scared. So I was the person in there like, ain't no way I'm gonna rap in front of everybody. This man, there's somebody hella passionate right now going crazy. Or like people, and people were excited for after school. I remember when my dog saying like, man, I've been like saying, oh man, I'm listening to 50 all morning. I'm about to kill him on lunch break. Like that was like, I remember seeing that like, oh shit. But when I went to college, this is where like I met like Docious and Exile and Mally and goddamn Miggy and Patty and rest in peace to Danny, Breezy and you know. I remember Nashawn and goddamn, oh my god, the list goes. I wish I could just name everybody, because that was like a whole era and stuff. Like all of us, and like that shit was so. I loved Miami-Dade, bro. That shit was so fire. Granted, I didn't take education serious. Like I used to have ESC classes and shit, right? So, you know, the smaller classes they kind of, and then when they start putting me in the regular classes, I realized how behind I was because I've been baby low key, and I didn't actually. I'm like, man, I'm trying to just get by so I could leave this classroom and go kick it PE, right? Because by the time I got to 12th grade, I kind of had like oh shit, I got the hall pass, so shit, if I don't even go to class, ain't no one gonna tell me nothing because I got the hall pass. The what's that shit called when you because the lady who was in charge of the ESC department, she really fucked with me. She was she was bad too. Oh my god, bro, was it Miss No? No, it wasn't Miss Novell. Ah, damn. What was Miss Sabilla? There we go. Miss Sabilla, bruh. Miss Sabilla. Oh my gosh, she was so bad, right? And she was cool as fuck. I think she taught reading and whatever, but then she eventually, because she was our teacher like in 9th and 10th grade, but then eventually she went up and she was the head of the ESC department or whatever. So she ended up, you know how you gotta like if you want a certain class, so she gave me office aid, right? But I would never show up. And granted, I know she because she failed me, but she never gave me grief about it either. She was just like, you know what you're doing. Like, at least you're going to the other class and stuff, which I kind of wasn't. By this point, I'm like, all right, I just need these credits to pass. I'm going to just do the bare minimum, and I'm going to try to enjoy myself as much as I possibly can. Because, Raquel has second lunch, and I want to see if we make eye contact and have a conversation. But my bad. I don't be the fucking sidetrack. So at Miami-Dade, I remember like they like motherfuckers would be ciphering, and like the moment like when we pull up to Miami-Dade, because we went to Kendall campus, right by the pool, there's like this place where you could sit at, and we all used to call it the wall. So the moment you pull up Miami-Dade, everyone go meets up at the wall, right? And at the wall, everyone starts, chopping it up, like laughing and shit like that. And then eventually fucking like, all right, so y'all trying to smoke? What we trying to do? Bust random missions, walk across the street, get roll ups. Or like, I remember it was one time, it's so funny, bro. And it's granted, and just to give y'all context of like the background music, right? This is around the time like when Wiz Khalifa first came out, and fucking like motherfuckers. The song I used to bump crazy, like specifically, this is like the soundtrack of that era of my life. The Super High remix with Rick Ross, Wiz Khalifa, Currency. You think you divine because I rolled you a joint. I smoke with all my baby girl. What's your point? Don't front. You walking back on the thin line. Oh my God, I wish I knew that. Currency, I'm completely probably you one of the greatest rappers, MCs ever. I want to butcher your fucking verse, but that used to be my motherfucking song. Super High, and that was the song that was playing during that era. So like, smoking was hella a big thing. Cause my first time smoking was with like my first girlfriend, like her brother and whatever, random as fuck. They busted a mission in the middle of Piran, fucking sat in, and cause they had like a car that just had stationary. We in the side of the house hotboxing, And I remember walking out the car and being like, "Oh my God, I see my peripheral vision." Like I was, I was like, I can't, I can see folk, but I see my peripheral vision is clear. I was tripping. Anyways, my bad. I hope this shit ain't. I hope the audio's good. Is the audio good? Chat. All right. But yeah. So during this era, this is when I realized that there were people that were not only making music, or because there's people that were rapping, like they'll be in ciphers and just freestyle. Their skill set was crazy. Like I have a homie named Ron, Pride of Truth is his art rap name, which we went to high school with too, because he's a part of like SOTF, which is some of the homies that was at Miami Dade. But anyways, like Ron, if you put a beat on, he's gonna rap. And he's not gonna rap for like, he's not gonna give you 5 bars, 10 bars, like a full 16. He's gonna keep rapping till someone interrupts him and continues like that. That's how good he is at just freestyling. You get what I'm saying? I remember that was really impressive to me, because like even to this day I could freestyle, but I feel like what comes out my mind subconsciously is a bunch of random bullshit. It might connect, you know what I'm saying? Especially like my favorite rapper is Lil Wayne. What Wayne talk about primarily? Pussy, you know what I'm saying? So like I know I've been wired a certain way. But a lot of people were so fucking good at just like Exile too. Exile and Mally, another, and Docious. Like I used to sit there. I might do like 2-3 bars just to get like he rap, whatever. But I was not rapping, bruh. I was not, like, I'm gonna be honest, like I was probably writing and like preparing, because I feel like, nah, I ain't finna, again, another thing, like I didn't want to like if I'm the type of person, when I do anything, I'm gonna take it as serious and do the best that I can. You get what I'm saying? And so at that time, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't taking it serious, or it wasn't a thing. I didn't make that decision till a little later on, or like a little, probably like a year, like after that first 2 semesters, I ended up working at Lorica and finding out about The Secret and whatever. I know all that in combination ended up leading me to like taking it serious. But I know those early days, it was super impressionable, and it left, and I was like, oh my God, because granted, not only are motherfuckers is freestyling and showing off their skill set and stuff like that, I remember there's people that were making moves already and creating the foundation of, you know, what's to be. So for instance, D Shim went to Miami Dade as well, right? And I think he was already recording people and producing and getting opportunities like way back then. And this, we talking about 09, like I graduated 08, but I didn't start college. So 09, 2010, he was already doing stuff back then. And he fast forward to now, like Shim, everyone, you know what I'm saying? If you an artist from down south, right, and you need to go record in a studio, you're going to D Shim. Like that's just what it is. He earned it, and he's put in a lot of work for a long time, all that. And then also Cash, he was fucking rapping and already had mixtapes and all type of shit for a long motherfucking time. And I remember he was one of the dudes who's really fucking good at rapping. It was interesting too, because now I'm thinking about it. Like, I remember when we all kick it at the wall, we all having like rap debates and who they think is a, you know, I'm over here defending Lil Wayne all the time, because you got like the hip, like, let me I remember this, right? Because I'm a real Wayne fan. Fuck y'all. I'm just kidding. Now the truth coming out. Nah. I remember there was a point in time where like the hip hop purists, or the people that, let's say like a 10-year, like I was born in 1990, so let's say you was born in 1985, 1984, whatever the case may be. Your teenage years, or what you know, if you grew up and you was a teenager listening to Wu-Tang Clan and Method Man and Redman, or fucking Mobb Deep, and like, you know, these textures of sounds, right? It's most East Coast centric, or whatever the case may be. But the way someone rap, you want to hear technicality. So I remember back in the day, a lot of people would be low key hating on Wayne, talking about, oh, nah, he not, how he gonna be the best rapper alive if like, nah, y'all not listening. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not listening. It's like y'all not catching the metaphor. Y'all not catching the you know, what he's doing, which is genius. Because if you think about, Wayne was still rapping his ass off, but he also, whether it was him making these decisions or production or however the shit go, Wayne was making hits and he was rapping. So for the rappers, like the people that just like lyrics, you could just hear Wayne rap and be satisfied. And for the people that like the songs where they're partying or turning up or even smoke whatever, then he had that as well, like in one song. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. When you hear 6 foot, 7 foot, he's just rapping the whole time, but that shit still rings off when it plays in the fuck. You know, it makes me like similar but different. Like I feel like DNA is in that same thread where if like DNA, if you hear DNA come on, you finna turn up and you probably gonna say every word Kendrick said. But if you think it's still a rap, like Kendrick is rapping his ass off and saying some fucking real layered textured shit with DNA and how this man. But I'm saying this to say that like that's my rap era, bruh. That's how he was whatever. So anyways, so all these things were happening and I'm seeing this. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like, you know, that was like a thing. All we did was smoke and rap, like low key. And again, I was a fly on the wall for the most part when it comes to, you know, like, cause I still like I've recorded before. Like, and granted, I was already recording with the homies. Like we used to go to Fat Boy's house, and record on his computer, and like just do a bunch of. Oh, let me see if I could. Oh, I did play it last time, right? Oh, I can't play it on the pod because I don't want to, because I'm going to upload this on the RSS and I don't want this shit to goddamn, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm starting this shit. I need to do it right. This is why I ain't sampling nothing for real. I'm making beats off of Splice and all that shit because I'm scared to sample. I feel like I've gotten away with stuff and I don't want some shit to hit. And then someone, right, just let me get right. And then I'll, you know what I'm saying, be able to even explore even further. But me and the homies was already making music. We was already rapping over random beats and just being silly, bruh. We got a song called Crank That Grandma. I swear, it's not even a joke. You know what? I wonder if I play it on my goddamn phone, if it'll play. I guess like a couple seconds won't hurt. But funny shit, right? Like we was just having fun. You know what I'm saying? And so anyways, so around this time at Miami Dade, I started dating this girl. I shouldn't go into the depths of that story, but whatever. But anyways, I was in a space. I was 19 or 8 or I was 20, and at the time I still didn't know what I wanted to do, what I actually do in my life, because I'm going to school just kind of like figuring stuff out, having fun, but I'm not making moves to do anything to you know, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Even when I went to Miami Dade, when they asked me what my degree, I said computers. I want to do something in computers because I like video games and what I have no real like you know, there's some people, and even though the school system is fucked up and puts people in debt and all this type of bullshit, right? I do think it's noble if you your whole life you wanted to be a lawyer and there was some like pure place of like, hey, I want to make a change and a difference and I want to put myself in this space so I can make you know, some type of change. I think, you know, going through the school system, making those sacrifices is important, because then it puts you in a place where now you're in a place of prestige and now your decisions could help affect this type of environment. Even kind of going with the story that I wanted to talk with my dog about, I witnessed something that I thought was like unjust and I didn't like how that came off, and because the other person didn't have the ability to say exactly what he wanted to say the way he wanted to say it, the person in a position of authority could downplay or like brush off what bro's saying, and because most of the people there don't have the ability to really articulate what they're trying to ask, you know what I'm saying, I had to take the initiative, and the moment this one thing I can't stand, don't be stupid with me, bruh. Just be real. If you don't know, just say you don't know. If cause it be ego, bro. It be ego, motherfuckers. Oh, cause you're in a position of power or whatever. You feel like you can talk to anybody anytime. Well, you got me fucked up. And I'm gonna let you know, like, I'm not gonna tolerate the bullshit. And it's funny, cause I'm not, certain things I don't do it with the intention of I don't want nothing for, like, I believe that I need to earn everything that I have. Right? I don't want nothing more than I deserve. That's why sometimes when I'm overly blessed, it's hard for me to absorb it because I have this like survivor's remorse that I feel all the fucking time. And but for the most part, I listen. So my tolerance for stupidity is extremely low, bro. I don't wanna because as soon as I'm like, oh, you're not answering my question or whatever the case may be, and you're like, oh okay, all right, okay, we have to speak no more, because you're not gonna. Nope, I'm gonna let you go know that I know that you bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, the fuck. Thank God. Like, it's funny because whenever that and again I'm talking about it, I kind of want to talk about it, but I guess it's here. When that situation took place, I peeped how everyone was like, oh, okay, like he like stood up for us and shit like that. And some people being funny like Miami, and I'm like, bro, like, cause that wasn't my intention, right? But it got me mad because I've seen exactly what was going on, and here in Puerto Rico, it's very interesting because this is a conversation that I've kind of been having recently and seeing like that, because obviously in America, race is such a big thing, and it affects the system is set up racially for people of color to be like it's you know, getting the short end of the stick, right? And it's a constant thing, like a reminder, even through the media and all this type of shit. You see the injustice and how people are treated and how these people in positions in power and politics operate and are just milking middle and lower class, right? Over here in Puerto Rico, before race, it's cultural identity. And I think it's like that in the islands for the most part, where some, Puerto Ricans are all different shades and lights, and it's just a mix of Taino, African, and Spaniard, right? And some in different degrees. Like for me, instance, right? Specifically, like my dad is from African descent, right? You look at my dad, you look at my grandpa, so on and so forth. His lineage is from Africa, for people that was enslaved from Africa that brought over here, right? And on my mama's side, her side is Taino, like Spaniard type thing, right? So like because when you look at my grandma, she's a Taino lady, and then my great grandma, I guess her name was Mamacita. So my mom was telling me how, describing her grandma, she's like this Indian big lady. She was very quiet. She didn't speak so much, and I'm laughing like she's like she smoked cigarettes all day or whatever, and I'm just like, oh, it's interesting because now I don't know. So anyways, right? So my experience as a mixed Puerto Rican is very interesting, because in Puerto Rico, everyone's Puerto Rican. Like if you're Puerto Rican, you're Puerto Rican, and then and now I'm seeing like, oh, hold up, y'all, people come from the States, and like especially because of the different tax laws and stuff that is taking place on the island, that the wealthy can come and capitalize off of the circumstances that are here, right? But I seen like how, the moment I seen someone look above, I was like, oh no, you tripping, bro. You ain't finna do that over here. And I'm the one who could really speak English and articulate myself, and just not like I'm not the like. And not fun shit. No, not making fun of Bad Bunny. I love Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny his last album is classic and phenomenal, right? But like, if even the way that Bad Bunny speaks English is how like most of the Puerto Ricans speak, right? Like it's just just because the way that Puerto Ricans naturally speak Spanish and how they speak, oye, papi, tranquilo, like that's shit. I don't even speak Spanish like that. Damn, this sound like I'm talking like this. But that's then when I speak English, it comes off like that. But obviously, I'm from Miami-Dade County. I grew up down south. All my homies is either black or from the Caribbean. Like, we speak like this, right? So and I'm intelligent and articulate, and I have an extensive vocabulary. So somebody in a position think they finna out talk me? Nah, especially we having a conversation. I'm asking you specific questions. Nah, you got me fucked up. Because I ain't stupid, and I know because again, and one thing, I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind being corrected. But if I'm asking you a specific question, you can't answer it, it's okay to say, hey, I can't answer it. I'm not sure. I'll get back to you, whatever the case may be. Not kind of undermine it when it's actually something important and everybody is trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about being fair. And it really had me thinking like, all right, shit, this rap shit don't work. I'm gonna take this man position. Got me fucked up. Because there's no way you could just talk to people like that and talk to people like they ain't nothing to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Because even at work, yeah, people do shit they're not supposed to be doing, or people, grass is the working episode, so I guess this is a good place to talk about this. I've been, I'm gonna get to this part. You know what? This is a good thing. Let me get back to the story, and I'm gonna go into the depths of this because I've had like probably like 10 years of like supervisor managerial experience, right? So I see what it is to be in the space of like, you know, I'm here to play my role, and then I also seen it from the aspect of like, okay, y'all my responsibility while I at work, and I need to make sure I'm working for y'all to make sure y'all straight. That's the job. Like when you a supervisor or manager, whatever, you work for the people working for you, not the opposite. I'm not giving commands and demands and making you do shit just to do it. I'm not a boss, I'm a leader. You know what I'm saying? There's a complete fucking difference. Anyways, right? So I'm going to Miami-Dade. I end up, you know, dating this girl at the time. I'm failing my classes low key because I'm bullshitting for real. I'm trying to go out and have fun. And this girl that I was dating, she was a party chick. Like she was out we was out every other fucking day. Just random place, you know, go to the beach, do this, get tatted, all type of shit. So I ended up being at kind of like a crossroads, right? Because I was gonna make the decision to go to the Army, or I was gonna, you know, I was applying for different places to work at because I wasn't, you know, especially as a teenager, the only thing I had or work experience was Winn-Dixie. I wasn't getting a lot, you know, I was trying to work at Foot. I'm trying to get a job at a sneaker store so I could be the sneaker plug. And then I was working, and then one of my homies, I think Sylvester, he was one of the people that left Winn-Dixie first. He ended up working at Alorica, and Alorica is a call center that had like AT&T, DirecTV, had different departments that had different things for call centers or whatever, right? Like I worked in Reconnect, but they had sales and customer service, whatever. So I ended up applying there, but I didn't hear nothing, right? So I'm just like, all right, let's see what happens or whatever. And then I was going through the whole process. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to the Army because I don't want to. As a matter of fact, this is right before I met my ex-girlfriend. Cause all right, so this is what happened, right? This is why I ended up not going to the Army. God works in mysterious ways, and shout out to you, my dog. Goddamn. So all right, I was going through the processes, going through the Army, right? Cause I'm like, all right, fuck it, whatever. And I remember being very hesitant because when I took we had to take it's the ASVAB, I believe it's called, right? When I took the practice test, I got like a 15 or some bullshit like that, right? And in that test, you have to get to, at the time, you had to, I guess, get a 25 or 30 and above to go into the Army. And I think for like the Air Force, it was like 50 and, you know, so on and so forth. All right. So I am studying, taking it, and I ended up getting a 50, which low key, at that time, I should have just went to the Air Force. But anyways, so I remember, all right, cool, I passed. So we're going through the process, and they're trying to talk to me about the different jobs that they have available, right? And he's like, yeah, he said some technical fucking word. And me only having military knowledge because of Metal Gear Solid, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, wait, what's that? He's like, yeah, well, pretty much what you're going to be doing. You're going to be setting the coordinates up for bomb. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do nothing with killing people. I'm like, I'm not trying to blow. I'm like, I'm not trying to kill them. I want to be a mechanic. It's something, anything but blowing somebody up. And they was like, all right, well, you know, we'll see. You know, they was playing with me at the time because they wanted to fill that role, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I kind of was already hesitant, but I was already walking through the process. I did the fingerprints, and the only thing that stopped me was because I failed my drug test, right? So there's like, all right, well, you gotta, it's be a month, take it out your system, whatever. So I remember I was probably like 3 weeks in, I ain't smoke or whatever. I ended up going to a party, and I seen my dog Dorian there, right? And it's funny too, cause we was in, I think it was like in Richmond Heights or something. I don't know. I just remember just being at this party, and I remember me and my first girlfriend, we had, I guess I recently broke up, so we wasn't kind of seeing eye to eye. But I remember she was there, so I was kind of in my feelings about something. 'Cause I think I seen her with another dude or whatever. I'm like, man, all right, whatever. So I was kind of like in my feelings about some bullshit. So then I remember I was Dorian. He's like, man, fuck all that, bro. Here, you passed me the joint. I'm like, bro, I'm about to go to the army, bro. Like I can't. I'm cleaning my system out. It's like, nah, bro, you good. I got this thing. We'll clean your system out the next day. Woo, bro, you ain't got to worry about none of that shit. He's like, bro, just trust me, bro. You good. So, and I ain't gonna lie, that blunt after 3 weeks, after being like a little, for doing it for however long I did it, felt amazing, bro. That shit was just like, anyways, that stopped. So, whatever. So, boom, that night happened. And then, coincidentally, which is funny because now that I'm talking about this, it's all coming to me now. That was the same day, like, whatever's the next girl I dated, that was the same day I met her. Because I remember leaving that party and she hit me up through Facebook, and I remember seeing her profile picture. She was bad as fuck. She had like fucking vampire, whatever, right? And I was like, oh shit, like she actually hit me up. She's trying to kick it, and I'm over here like nervous. And I remember telling my hitting no call randomly, man, I was asleep. I'm like, bruh, or playing the game. I'm like, bruh, I need your help, bruh. Like, yo, this is baddie. She's trying to kick it, bruh. I'm lit right now. I can't drive, bruh. I need your help. So I remember. Bro, it's so funny too. I'm gonna get back into like the work world, and give you context where I share that. But I remember pulling up to Shorty house, and like my dog driving, and I remember I'm like, fuck, I don't feel good. I opened the door, I threw up like right by the in the parking lot, and I was like, fuck. I'm like, damn, bro, I don't want to see this. I'm like, bro, Carl, please drive over the throw up. He drew over the throw up. And I feel bad as fuck now I think about it too. I kissed that girl that night, so I hope she ain't taste none of that. I don't know. Anyways, neither here nor there. So this happens in my life, right? Shortly after, I get an email from the place because I did the little interview. So now for training, it's like, oh, training starts such and such, whatever. Like it was a couple weeks ahead or whatever the case may be. So this is my first time working at a call center. So we're going training. They telling us what to do, this and third. And I'm like, this is dope. And that call center felt like a college environment, right? Because everyone that didn't end up going to college and just end up going to the workforce end up working at a Lorca. Because down south, that's a really good job to have because you didn't need so much experience to get in, and if you was good at your job, you can make a lot of money, right? Like, so I remember even when I first got on the production floor, and I'm like, oh, you mean to tell me I can get $12 per? No, was it 12? It was like I think the tier was up to $50 per sale, right? So imagine you get $50 a sale. I might be butchering the number, but I know somewhere between like 30 to 50 at max, right, per sale, based on your numbers, because like whatever, like your attendance, fucking your sales rate, and some other shit, those three things in combination will allow you to know how much you get at top tier. So as I'm working, I'm like, bro, nah, I'm finna get is what shit. If this, I'm gonna spend my commission money on goddamn Jordans. You got me fucked up. I want this tattoo. Nah, you got me fucked up. So, yeah. So started working there, right? And hard as fuck at first, because I really believe that Alorica helped me with my social skills. Because even I'm thinking about, I don't even know how I pulled my first girlfriend for real, because I think I always been funny, right? Like I don't mean fun, like I don't think I'm stand-up comedian funny where I can stand for a long time and tell a joke and be real intricate. I feel like that takes training and all types of stuff to even be great. And the reason I know, because I love stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? D.L. Hughley's my favorite comedian, and then I love like T.K. Kirkland and goddamn Marlon Wayne. I think Marlon and Damian Wayans, their stand-up comics is I don't want to say underrated because they obviously legendary, but I mean just from the stand-up perspective, their name should be in the conversations when it comes to grace. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I start working at Alorica, and this shit is like I didn't realize, because all right, so. And it's funny how they section stuff off too, even in the workplace, right? So when you walk into Alorica, it's the big ass front is like the production floor, right? It's the production floor for new sales, right? And new sales, and it's is a lot of people. It's kind of hectic. But when our department was the win back department, and that bitch was in the back in like a whole nother section, and that shit was low key a little ghetto. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, we was turned up in there all the fucking time, and there was so much all type of shit. When I can't even begin to start. A lot of people that I know to this day that are really close homies of me, like my homie, like one of my brother, bro, Mozavelli, you know what I'm saying, Armando, Kubaso 305. I'm my man. I'm giving y'all the aliases, bro. That's my bro. He out in Cali right now. But that's why I met him through there. I met Bobby Triller through there. I met fucking Larry through there. I met so many fucking relationships that I made at Lorica. One of my OGs, super fucking funny ass dude. He ended up becoming a supervisor on the production floor. Goddamn Gary. Man. See, I gotta be mindful of the things that I speak, because there's things that I experienced there that I can't. It's not appropriate to speak on here, but it definitely was a cast of characters, and if you get what I'm saying, like everyone's personality there was cool. Like even my beginning stages of rapping for real, that environment helped cultivate certain experiences that I got to experience. So for instance, right, so I'll tell you, so after I started working at Lorica, whatever, like first couple months, I'm just spending my checks on Jordans and tattoos for real. Because at this point, even before I started working there, I had like two tattoos. No, I had one tattoo. No, yeah, I had one tattoo. I had got my first girlfriend's name on my shoulder. I'll show you. I don't give a fuck. So you can see it over. I'm sorry that I covered it. Now I feel like that's kind of fucked that I covered the name or whatever. I should have just used it. Oh, this is memory. This is a time of my life. Anyways, and I covered it because my next girlfriend was like, you're wearing a tank top and you got some girl's name on you. I don't like. I can't be walking around with you with that. Bitch, we barely started dating. You over here making demands. Anyways, my first girlfriend's name is like, you could see it because the dude who did the tattoo had a heavy ass hand. He was like a Samoan looking brother. And I remember he used to work at the flea market, but when I went to get my tattoo, he told me to pull up to his house. And then he like his room was set up to get the tattoo, and that's how I got her name. And it was dope as fuck too. I remember when I got my tattoo, my dad was like, I want a tattoo, because he always wanted a tattoo, but he just never got it. So I ended up taking my old boy to the homie's crib, and he got like my dad got like a big white tiger on his arm. Well, not really, because he dad dark skin, so you know what I'm saying, because the white ink didn't like show up, but it's fire. Well, that's cool. I remember my dad did do that. That's crazy. But anyways, right, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just turning up, buying J's, fucking getting tatted and whatever. And I remember around this time too, like the homies, they was like making music for real. Like they was like, and they like training art and shit like that. Like Nick, Travis, Fat, like they was really locked in. I kind of was, I got a girlfriend now. I'm fucking working, so I was kind of disconnected. And this time, me and the boys was a little disconnected. Still cool, because even at the time, like Cameron moved to North Carolina. Goddamn, like it's kind of funny, like thing. I think about it now because I'm like, me and the boys have always been locked in, but I just remember like, because this would be the inside joke. Yeah, when Zay in a relationship, he just be going ghost, and I probably was, because even now in 2026, I feel that way, where like I lock in on doing the things that I need to do, and just whatever, and I'll realize like, damn, I have relationships with people. Motherfuckers give a fuck about me, and I'm not being proactive, reaching out, and that's so important. It's so important because you never know how a couple of words from someone that you love or fuck with can affect them. So and then my grandpa told me this the other day. He was like, man, you could reach out to people. It only takes, you could talk to someone for 3 minutes. And I didn't even think about that, because I like to, when I want to give someone my time for real and say, nah, just sometimes it's, hey, yo, you straight? Now I'm just checking on you. Don't worry, I'm tapping with you. I just wanted to check. You know what I mean? And sometimes it just takes that. Anyways, my bad. I know I'm going. See, this is a good episode because I'm staying. I ain't lose track yet. The counter's still at 0. So, all right. So one day, me and my girl at the time, we went to Dolphin Mall, right? At this time, Dolphin Mall had a Barnes and Nobles, right? And this is around the time I'm watching like a lot of like Illuminati video, because this is pre-20, because like from when they was in this time frame, they was really talking about the Mayan calendar year, and it was like, oh, when 2013 happens, everything's gonna blow up, and this and that. Like, these are a lot of conspiracy talk and stuff like that. And I remember there's a lot of videos about the Illuminati that were like the, what's that YouTube, the Zeitgeist, right? I remember that old YouTube video where it breaks down like the Federal Reserve and like the banks and woo woo woo. So around this time, I'm going down this like funnel of information, and this is actually where my spiritual journey started, to be honest. Because even watching videos about like the Illuminati and this and the third, I'm hearing things that I'm like, what? Third eye, okay. Oh, what's Buddhism has the third? What does it mean in Buddhism? Oh, has to do something with your pineal gland. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, what? Oh, in Egypt too. Oh, the people of Kemet, the people of ancient Egypt, that information ended up, Oh, okay. Oh, that's why the eye, like the eye of Horus, is shaped like this, because that's how the pineal gland looks in the brain. Oh, okay. I start, but I'm still naive, and I didn't realize how layered things were. So some things I were taking at face value. So, boom. I go to Barnes and Nobles, and we go to Barnes and Nobles. In the second floor, I find 2 books. The first book that I found was a book called Chariot of the Gods, which is funny. I actually got the audiobook not too long ago. In retrospect now, this book is accurate and not 100% accurate, because like the way, especially with Egypt and stuff like that, which I'll go into, I'll probably have a whole episode based on like why why I subscribe to Kemetic spirituality. But I'll make that a longer form thought. Who's this book written by? Chariot of the Gods. I know it's in this motherfucker. It's written by Eric von Yankin, whatever. Super interesting, because I just seen the 3 pyramids. I always wanted to learn more about Egypt, and even kind of reading the back or reading the first couple of pages when I picked up the book, it was saying things that were very like, oh, why is it like that? Why is Khufu, Khafre, and Capri, or the pyramids of Giza, why is it in complete alignment with Orion's belt? And how come to this day these structures can't be rebuilt with the modern technology that we have? It was real interesting stuff, and like a lot of questions as this person did his research or whatever the case may be, and a lot of questions asked for whatever. And then I found The Secret, right? And The Secret, at the time, I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know that there was like a DVD. I didn't know that people talked about it. All I know is I found this book. It said The Secret. I turned it around, and in the back of the book, it was saying it was acknowledging all these people that like his story said that were prestige, like William Shakespeare and Plato and all these people that stole their shit from Kemet. Talk about like what they knew, what is the secret that they knew. So then it talked about, I got this book and I started reading it, learning about the law of attraction. And I remember like really, that's the first book that I really like. You ever watch a TV show and you watch that first episode and you're like, whoa, I need to see what happens next. You know what I'm saying? I remember like when I got put onto All American, my homegirl was like, yo, you gotta watch this. I know you're a Nipsey fan, and this and she's like, you need to watch this. And I seen that first episode. I said, oh, hold up, man, I need to know what happens in the next episode. Guess I'm staying up to 3 in the morning tonight. Anyways, that's what that book was for me. I ended up reading it, like being locked in. So I was like, wow, the law of attraction. And it had me think of stuff like coincidences where like you might think of a movie and then you walk in the living room and all of a sudden it's randomly playing on the TV. It's like, oh shit, I was just thinking about that. What a coincidence, right? Not realizing that you're attracting that, right? This is why in today's age, to me, it's kind of scary, because we ingest so much information that subconsciously we're probably attracting things to us that we don't even realize. You know what I'm saying? If you're just watching drama and drama and drama and drama all day and you're wondering like, why the fuck is there so much drama in my life? Look what you're exposing your mind to. Look what you're putting into your spirit. Look what you're pulling into your universe. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so I'm reading this, right? And this is the moment that it hit me like, oh, this is real, right? Because granted, I don't, and just for clarity, The Secret to me is a great blueprint to your spiritual walk, because it strips all the stories and the mysticism or whatever with the religious books. I remember that was my homegirl will always argue with this, but I remember telling her like, hey, I remember the first time I told you about The Secret, you was like, oh no, I don't. The Secret is it doesn't include God and this, that, and the third. I'm like, no, but like, anyways. So I believe The Secret is a good blueprint to start, but I think it is important for people to do their due diligence and walk their spiritual path. Like, don't be afraid. Like, if you're a Christian, don't be afraid to learn about Islam or Buddhism. If you Muslim, don't be afraid to learn about, cause like you should learn and be well rounded, so you could you should go properly analyze all these things and be like, okay, this is what I lean into more, or this is what I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so you could assess it the right way, because if sometimes we're born into things and not realize like, oh, this is wrong. Y'all been having some shit for this for years, like decades, and not realizing this originated here. And y'all wouldn't know because y'all didn't have internet back then. You know what I'm saying? Y'all and most people were not going chilling at the library reading literature and all. You know what I'm saying? You taking in whatever on TV or whatever. Depending on the further back you go, the less technology there is, the less information there is. So, fast forward to 2026, there's so much information. But anyways, so I'm sitting in front of Lorca. I'm waiting for my girl to pick me up at the time. And I'm reading The Secret, and I see this my supervisor named Miss Dahl. I miss Miss Dahl, man. She was so fucking cool. So Miss Dahl walked up to me and she's like, "What you reading?" And I was like, "Oh, this book called The Secret, man. It's about the law." I've always been like this, start talking excited because I get to share. Oh yeah, yes, The Secret. It talks about the law of attraction. Woo woo. And like she literally goes like this and like into her purse and pulls the book out. Like, and I remember her looking at me. She pulls the book out, looked me in my eyes. She's like, "I take this with me everywhere that I go." Put it back. She's like, "Have a good night," and walked inside the building. And that blew my mind because, mind you, this is a book I didn't know about at the time, right? I didn't know it was a popular book at the time or something that people were whatever. And I felt like it found me, and I was like, wow, like that really that moment blew my mind. It's like, oh, so this is real. So I remember sitting to myself thinking like, all right, so if this is real and I could do whatever I want to do, right? What do I really want to do? What have I always wanted to do that I thought I couldn't do? And I'm going to see if this superpower thing works. I was like, I always wanted to be a rapper. Right? In the moment, I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for real. Like, I'm going to take it serious, right? Not just bullshit with the homies or just like write random verses on my phone because I heard this cool little Wayne song. I mean, no. Like, I'm going to take it serious, right? So the moment I made that decision, obviously I told y'all last time about like, I started studying Lil Wayne and Jay and, went through the circle. Like, I really did my hip hop deep dive at this time, right? Not just be biased to the things that I love, but now listen to things that I might not have listened to in my own time and finding new loves and stuff like that, especially going back down the timeline, right? But at work, I started meeting people that were making music as well or trying to start or whatever, right? So one of my partners at work back in the day, man, shout out to motherfucking Gus God, bro. He used to go by Green Lantern. That was my dog, bro. Like in this era of my life, he was like because he was a big 2 Chainz. He's the person who put me on the 2 Chainz. Like, argue with me to how fire 2 Chainz is. And like I remember when I first heard 2 Chainz. Actually, I lied. One of my homegirls had moved to Georgia and came back to Miami, and when we linked back up, she was because she was listening to 2 Chainz when he was Titty Boy, and she was showing me these like I guess older music videos and stuff because like I remember at the time I remembered him from Duffel Bag Boy, but I didn't know that Chainz had this whole thing at the time. So she's like, and she's like, no, you gotta listen. She's like, you gotta listen to Titty Boy. Like she was calling him Titty Boy. And so anyways, and Gus, he was on the same tip. Like, nah, bro, this man, that's he like 2 Chainz is the truth. And I remember not getting that first, but then I was like, oh no, 2 Chainz is really one of them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I really love, like, when Collie Grove came out. Collie Grove came out the same day as goddamn Untitled Unmastered. Bro, that was a beautiful fucking day. Trust me, I remember that day. Because that morning, I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. And goddamn, and in the morning, I'm playing. All right, shit. You know, I gotta listen to Dot first, cause this, you know what I'm saying? He just, you know, the album that we got previous Untitled Unmastered was To Pimp a Butterfly, and that was the greatest thing I ever heard in my life at that point. Might be still, I don't know. I don't see any album right now dethroning To Pimp a Butterfly in my, cause I don't see how you beat Tupac talking to Kendrick at the end of an album and not be like, that's perfect if you a hip hop fan or love Tupac in any capacity. I don't know what someone would have to make to beat that in my personal fucking thing. Anyways, so like now it's funny because me and Gus, we didn't connect off of music at first, right? I'll be doing little, because Alorca's placed in a weird way. Like Alorca's actually like a block down from where the Winn-Dixie I used to work was, so the flea market is right there, right? But across the street was a music shop where they sell like music equipment and shit like that, and like old, like I went through a phase where I was just buying $5 random CDs. So I have like, oh shit, they had Big Willie style. I remember I had this cassette tape. Now I'm buying that CD. I spent like $30 on a bunch of random discs that I'm playing in my car. And I lost all them damn CDs. It's fucking crazy. But and I'll go across, and so, like I remember one day I went across the street because there was a Toys R Us there, and I was like, man, fuck that, I'm gonna buy a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because if y'all notice, and I mean, I sure y'all probably peep game, like I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh's my shit, and I'm telling y'all right now, I'm the best rapper that play Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh no, nobody. I don't care who you. If you a nerd and fucking and a rapper, I don't care who you is. I will beat your ass in Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay? I'm just talking shit. So I went to Toys R Us. I found a random. I was fucking bullshitting on my lunch break, and I bought a deck, a Yu-Gi-Oh. A Yu-Gi-Oh deck, which is a deck of cards. So I'm sitting taking calls, and the way that the call center was set up, we didn't have like our own individual cubicles. It was like one long ass desk with computers like next to it. So like you're sitting, everyone's pretty much around you. So I'm sitting with my little headset taking calls, and I'm just like, I had bought 2 Yu-Gi-Oh decks, so I was to waste time because at this point I'm already know what I'm doing. Thank you for calling DirecTV, America's #1 satellite provider. This is A. How can I help you today? Oh, okay. All right, let me take a look and see, sir. Like I already had the script and kind of know what to do, so I can go on autopilot, and I'm here playing Yu-Gi-Oh by myself just to pass the fucking time. And then Gus, he's like, bro, you play Yu-Gi-Oh? I was like, yeah. He's like, man, I fuck with Yu-Gi-Oh too. So then that's how we end up clicking up, which is funny too. Now I think about it, even the homies like who y'all heard talk, I'm super grateful that they ended up tapping in. Even the homies, they fucking I met them through Yu-Gi-Oh for the most part. Cameron and Fatboy, the first time I met them, they was playing Yu-Gi-Oh with these with 2 other homies, David and Daniel, which were twins. That's a whole nother thing. I can't wait. I'm saving certain things when my friends is on. But yeah, so me and Gus connected off of Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I was like, yeah, man. He's like, and then he was telling me how he raps. I was like, oh, word. I'm a rapper too. I'm trying to do this as well. So in the same road that we used to kick it at, there's this other dude named Darlem. And he was a producer. He used to go by D Nest. He was cool. He's a person that really taught me more about spirituality. He put me on the Hidden Colors, and we would just have these like real intense discussions about like spirituality and history and religion and all these type of things, right? But he turns out that he was producing. So whatever, as time progressed, was like, hey, fuck it, man, let's work. this is like around 2012 because my first mixtape I ever released technically is called NWO, which we was playing off the New World Order like theme or whatever, and fucking the picture was cool too. It was like the Earth and had like Africa big as fucking. It says NWO, but like in black and like the lettering is, I mean, I always made fire ass covers. All my covers is fire on my songs. I ain't gonna lie. Whether it's a picture I took or I edited this shit, it should be gas. But so we end up start working together and making this mixtape called New World Order. And them days was fun, bro. Cause that's my first time, cause again, like even the homies, they were independently working on their own stuff. Cause like Travis had the home set up, and so they was working at like Travis and Nick. The homies always been smart as fuck and kind of ahead. So like they was already like, oh, we got to get this equipment. I ain't even thinking about that. I just like, can I lay my verse down? You know how to make my voice sound good? Perfect. All right, I'm not even thinking that far ahead. They thinking about mixing and making and quality like way before it was even in my comprehension. So boom. So we made this tape, which was fucking crazy, bro. That was actually dope. That was like my first time showing people my music and kind of getting a reaction. Like I remember I had a verse on Scream and Shout. Like scream and shout and let it all, because that was one of the songs that dropped around that time. And what was my verse? It's like, all eyes on me, consistently writing these rhymes, spilling emotions and feeling inside, murder the beat of them, killing your pride. I am smoking on weed, igniting my puff of my blunt. No. I am Amaury, born and raised in Miami. God said I'm the prodigy, so part of me, if I might seem to be a little arrogant, chilling with a woman that's heaven sent, fuck around and spend every cent because she's elegant. I'm interested. Hospital flows. Yeah, I was really trying to like rap. But I remember that was one of the first verses I laid down. Oh, that, and I rapped over fucking problems, right? And I remember somebody at the job, one of the supervisors, he had that like on. He used to play it all the time on his phone. He's like, yeah, you snapped on that, cause I rapped on fucking problems with like a couple of my homies. I love fucking bitches, that my fucking problem. Yeah, yeah, what the fuck? I remember. Where it? Oh, I see. I'm scared to play this shit on the pod. Can I get away with a couple seconds of it? Let me see something. Yeah, I might not know, but I gotta all right, hold on. I can show y'all though for sure. I gotta hold on. I forget I'm doing the video too. Like this shit's alright. Look, hold on. Hold on. Hey, to anybody that's a fan and y'all in the like, let me get away with this shit on like 5 seconds, bro. Don't fuck around and fuck with my damn podcast because y'all goddamn want y'all coin. Let me get this off. Hold on. Oh no, that's the PS3 look fire though. My bad. This ain't the one I'm looking for. I am extraordinary. I see you as ordinary. Fuck with me, I leave your confidence in the cemetery. I switch it up, kill at will. Murder was a case on the microphone. Pen and pad, perfectly skilled. Ain't nobody messing with me on the song. I kind of resemble some of the greats like Kobe in '98. Rocking crazy 8 Adidas. Do you feel me? So funny, bruh. No, hold on. So what? Oh, okay. I see what's going on. My bad, y'all. Let me make sure this shit. Nah, what the fuck? All eyes on me. Consistently writing these rhymes. Okay, this gotta be it. My bad, y'all. Hey, Mr. Carter. There we go. You see it? All right. So look, this is. I dropped this like on a different YouTube page when I had the fucking Amaury one. Right, you could tell. Look, this is how I was looking at the time. I have one video on here. See, this is exact. When was this video? Damn, this is 12 years ago. That's crazy, bruh. Fucking insane. My little ugly ass wearing little skinny jeans, jean jackets, dad hat to the back with your little 6 to the bottom. All right. Let me see if I could play. See this. So this is like before I dropped my first mixtape, Free Jewels. I mean, Their Life 2, The Love Story. This is all the songs that I was recording like in 2012, and I called this like the prequel, and I just dropped it as one long video, which is kind of funny. That's kind of what I did with WVR. But it's me rapping on all these, and oh man, this is so cringe, bruh. All right, let me see. What are you doing? Hold on. Dang, rest in peace to Joffrey, man. Yo, that's so cool. Hold on. Damn, Jonathan on this bitch too. I want to play it, but I'm scared. Hold on. Damn, my ugly ass voice, bro. Hold on. Pride of a soldier, eyes wide open, hit it with the 16, bust the brain trying to focus. That was ugly. Whatever, I'll keep this up for the visual of the video. Hold on, let me put this right here. No. Let me put this right here. No, I'm not an expert in this shit yet. Yeah, bruh. Oh man, how funny. But see, cool. This is cool. This I guess this is a mixtape, high key, but it's not really. It's just a collective song. I put them all together. Damn, this might low key be my first mixtape. So I've been 12 years old instead of 10. The 10-year anniversary of Nerd Life 2 is this month. Damn, I kind of had a fucking prequel tape because this is when I was working with Jonathan and my dog Quan. We made like a group called RWA. That was so fucking fire, bro. That was so fucking fire. Cause we was like rebel with an attitude, but it also stands for real world architect. I was just thinking all these esoteric fucking shit. Anyways, bro. So, yeah, bro. We made that mixtape. That shit was pretty dope. And then like after time, other things started happening, right? Cause like I remember after I dropped the tape, I remember the dual tape. I remember having the homies. Cause there's a lot of time that passed by, so I'm trying to give real life to my context. But if you fast forward a little forward, at this point, around this time, I had got my first apartment, and this girl I used to date in college, we ended up roommating together, which is kind of weird on its own, cause like in college we was dating, and then when we ended up moving together, we wasn't like that part. We didn't have that relationship anymore at that point. Like we ain't do nothing. You get what I'm saying? And so it's weird. Like then we was like messing with each other. Now like we living together, and not to make it weird, but she was so dope. She was so fucking dope. I won't go into the nuances or like what she was doing because you know that's my dog. She a mom now, shit like that or whatever. But she was raw as fuck. Cause like when I had girls over, she would be like, "Hey, y'all want anything?" Woo woo, and like she bad, so it's like, man, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate having. I've always had great women in my universe. And even when I was down or like I didn't, you know, God have always blessed me with a queen in my life. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm living in my first like apartment. We was living in Naranja at fucking Tuscany Place. Right, so this first time I'm moving further down south and like experiencing, cause I grew up and raised in Paran, and you know even my first girlfriend lived in Colonial, which is like right next to it, and like I was familiar, you know I wasn't too familiar with Goose, but we had homies that live over there, and then even up in like the South Ridge, but going further down, that's like Naranja, Homestead, Florida City, so I wasn't too familiar with further down, so we ended up moving over there. I mean, the people when I'm working at Lorca, I met people that lived there and stuff like that. But Naranjo's fucking dope as fuck, and it was like a nice ass apartment complex in the midst of the hood. So it's like this is dope ass apartment complex. It's in the midst of all this, but I love it. Shit was people that were cool and shit like that. It was my nice cool ass apartment. I remember like I was like, oh, we gonna make the living room look like Death Row. So we painted the living room red and shit like that. I remember the walls, in my room, the wall, I painted the walls black and like had hats all over. I remember like, oh shit, I'm 21, 22 years old. I'm a bachelor. I'm living with a baddie, and I got, you know what I'm saying, I'm fresh, and oh my god, I was on a different high. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, the little $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 checks at the Lorica every 2 weeks, that shit was kind of, you know what I'm saying, straight. And we was only paying $950 for a two bedroom, 2 bath. So I had money in my pockets, and I was just spending it on studio time and getting fly and going half with my dog on O's because he's like on for the cop, and I'm like, yeah, I go half with you, but because I ain't trapping, I ain't doing none of that, but shit, I want to smoke, and I ain't trying to be fucking copping every other day because I ran out. Anyways, a whole different fucking a whole different goddamn time frame. But so boom. So I remember the homies pulled up to the crib and I was playing my dogs. I know Nick don't remember this, but I was playing him the dual mixtape, NWO, and he's like, alright, yeah, that's cool. Like his demeanor was like, nigga, that shit trash. He ain't say it, but I seen it wasn't. I didn't get the, oh, this is hard. I hear you, bro. Like and that I needed that validation from the homie. So because I didn't get that reaction, I was like, oh, this might not be that good. You know what I'm saying? But what was dope is around this time, that's when Nick when did I meet Travis? I think it had to be around this time or even a little bit before. But like Nick introduced me to Travis, and then I seen how everybody, like, they was working on stuff and they was going crazy, like they was really mastering their craft. I'm over here just off straight passion. I'm not thinking about skill set. Granted, yeah, I studied, and I watch YouTube videos, the top 50 best Lil Wayne verses. So every time I'm rapping, I'm just trying to get my best verse off. I'm not thinking about song structure, contact, song structure, fucking production, the quality, none of that. I'm just trying to get the best verse off. Like if I rap with a bunch of people on the song, I want to get the best verse off. I mean, at least when I was Nick always had the best verse. It's funny, the relationship me and Nick have. I like when I hear Chance and Vic Mensa talk about their relationship with each other, like because they homies for real, and they also make music and are really good lyricists and writers and rappers and stuff like that. That's like the parallel, I guess. But yeah, so then we ended up he's like, I remember Travis was like, bro, like, fuck with me, like, if we gonna, to record and stuff like that. So that's when I started working on Free Jewels. Free Jewels took me forever to make because I ended up dropping it in 2019, like January 1st of 2019. So I was working on it. No, I lied. I'm sorry. From that point, that's when I started working on Nerd Life 2, The Love Story. So after I did New World Order, and way after this shit that y'all see on the screen, and for the audio listeners, it's called 2012, the prequel, Amaury Love or whatever. So I started working on Her Life too. So I'm like, man, I want to make a mixtape, but I want it to sound like an album. So I started finding beats on you. This is before I was like, because my boy introduced DistroKid to me at the time, but I was like, is this fake? Nah, this don't sound real. I don't think whatever. So I was always hesitant, and then at the same time too, it's like I don't own none of these beats and I don't know about sampling, so because I'm scared to like do whatever. So anyway, so like all the beats on Nerd Life 2, which I'm gonna drop it on my birthday alongside with the full version of WBR, so I really hope that y'all enjoy it. Fuck, I gotta cut this shit short. I gotta go meet my little cousin. Damn, bruh, I gotta cut this short because it's getting late. I promised my little cousin I can't. I don't want to leave her hanging. We gonna have the part 2 this. Damn, we gonna all right. I'll part 2 this throughout the week, and then episode 3 will be on Sunday. Cool. All right, yeah. Well, I'll part 2 this throughout the week because damn, I didn't want to do that, but I don't. At the same time, I want to be a man of my word and shit like that. So I don't want to not. And I'm tired. Y'all can see it in my eyes. I'm tired of the motherfucker. But anyways, bro, thank you guys so much for whoever's tapped in right now or been listening. Thank you. I'm extremely grateful. Oh, real quick. I don't have the exact date yet, but I'm dropping Lockhart and No Stress, which is track 5 and 6, at the same time, sometime either this week or next week. And then track 7, The Rapper. Ooh, I can't wait to start pushing that song, because that's the one I'm popping my shit. Ain't got nothing but I got nothing but love to give. The love is real. Only love I know is here. Guiding up. only time I get to feel. I love this is my only vice. Pages full of from left to right. Love the feeling that I'm feeling. Following this cosmic guide. I know this is a lonely road, but solitude will help you grow. At my lowest, though, I yearn for love, but ain't nobody know. Probably would if they heard the lyrics that I'm rapping. No, feeling like Peter after no way home. The world move on, but me, I'm still in love, and I can't let it go. Countless nights I couldn't sleep. The dream I see my only love can't convince me otherwise. I love her. We ain't breaking up. Faithfully, this is a life commitment. I ain't giving up. Nothing's more important than following my passion, love. Cut off my distractions, my reflection is my only ops. And boost anytime I lose time to level up. I've been rapping, snapping, stressing myself, man. Young need a classic, believe in myself. Can't tell me shit, don't need no lights or camera for action. Ain't no acting, my life is a flick. Ghost story, more accelerating my whip. Ain't no run on go, ain't no gas this run on soul. Purest gold, cracking these code. I don't cheat, I lose and grow. When I repeat this piece on seek. When I repeat this peace I seek, I pay the toll. Like Sam Bridges, searching for Bridget. Extension entity won't get me. Dropping these packs, gotta make change. Influence the life for the ones who care. Get my way, ain't no friend. Back to the love, you keep your butcher. Don't give a fuck how long it take. No wave, I'm straight. I ain't compromise nothing. Work too hard for the skills I gain. Ain't no joy till I felt this pain. Changed my ways and broke them chains. Win or lose, they both the same. Gotta stay present, little bitch. Both new ideas make both hands itch. I'ma miss till I hit. Youngest really, I'm fucking it all up. My bad. I hope my goats don't see this and be like, you better tighten up. We don't mess up verses over here. Give me some time, man. I'm trying to be better, bro. What the hell? I'm trying to get some fans. Anyways, but I really appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay living in abundance. Have a motherfucking good night. And please like, subscribe, share. Tell somebody about the Amaury Love Podcast. I appreciate y'all. Peace. Yeah.